Yep, we're online. Cool. Hi, everyone. Once again from GDG Devs Ukraine. Uh, this time I have Juarez, Filho, uh, Google developer expert for Firebase, right next to me, sitting over here for the second time in our Google developer group Devs Ukraine event. Uh, actually, like, you were here 2 years ago.
Yes.
What's the? How did the conference change?
Wow. Actually, it's pretty impressive.
Like we meet all the time, but like how
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
conference
yeah,
change?
yeah. Like Google I/O, like
Yeah,
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 a
yeah.
lot of, a lot of
Everywhere.
Google-related events
Yeah.
and meetups. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'm kind of like impressed because yeah, it's like 2 years ago, right? It's like a lot, and I think the conference is involving like like changing every year because I couldn't be here last year, but I follow like online via
Yeah.
social media and everything, and it looks like every year you guys are reaching in another level, and it's impressive. And wow, these 2 days it's been like amazing. A lot of different things, a lot of different things to do here, and also like on how you are organizing. I mean, you all right, organizing and taking care of speakers, of like the attendees and everything. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's hard work.
Enough. Thank you. But yeah, let's go back to the Firebase. So, like, you're GDE for Firebase,
Yes.
but Firebase is kind of new. Like, how did you hear about Firebase for the first time? And like, why Firebase?
Yeah, it's quite interesting because um, I was working for a startup in USA,
Okay.
and we were developing our own solution for backend, right? Like
Okay.
like every
The
every
backend for your
startup
app. Yeah.
back in the days, and I heard about Firebase. I don't remember if it was like someone sharing on Twitter or something like this, and so they have this meetup uh,
Okay.
with Firebase and Emberfire.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were releasing actually Emberfire. And I was like quite interested because I was working with Ember, and that's the magical thing about like, real-time database and everything. And was like, what? I need to check this out. And so I met Sarah. Sarah today is like Google developer advocate for cloud.
Okay.
And yeah, I got really interested into the Firebase thing. I tried like small samples, and when I get back to the company and I showed to them, they no, it's not for us. No, we're not going
To
to use
alpha.
it. Yeah, we are not going to use this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to do my personal things and
Yeah.
share some code and examples using Firebase. And I started to do this, and then like 2 years ago, I started to talk more about Firebase in different conferences,
Okay.
including that Fast Ukraine. So, and it was interesting because after that Fast Ukraine, some Google developer expert reached me out and said, Juarez, why you are not a Google developer expert yet? And I was like, that's a good question. So when I get back to Brazil, I talk with some people inside of Google,
Okay.
and I start the process to become a developer expert.
GDE.
Yes.
How do you like the GDE program so far?
Wow.
It's like I heard it's like renewable.
Yeah.
Like you have to. It's like just for 1 year or something like this. You get the status of GDE
Yeah,
or not.
the program is something like, for example, if you want to continue to do it, you are going to continue to do
Okay,
it.
okay.
And of course, if you are not doing like presentations, if you are not helping communities, why you are a Google Developer
Yeah.
Expert, right? Because the main focus of the program is just help communities, help people, help developers to build better experience, to like reach another level in the careers. Because what we do here is help communities, help developers
Okay.
to think about different things, right? To, oh, this is could be quite interesting to me to bring to my company or the place that I work for, you know. So I think the main uh, core, the main goal of the program is just help communities, just help developers to do like better in their lives. And of course, in the meantime, we are also help like to become friends and you
Yeah.
know like to travel together and this kind of stuff. So it's really inspiring.
That's like a huge crowd of GDs. Like, I don't know how many GDs are in the world, but I don't know, hundreds probably.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, traveling around the world. Like, and I know you're an avid traveler. So, where did you travel just because of like, Firebase? Like, where did you spread the world about Firebase?
Well, it's it's amazing
And
because
you've lived also in different countries, like in Brazil, in US.
yeah.
Tell me right
So
now.
yeah, like I think it was 3 years ago. I was staying in U.S. like for 6 months or something
Okay.
like this. Um, yeah, it's quite impressive because we get a lot of opportunities to travel to help communities, right?
Yeah.
It's always about communities and how we can help people. And so I went to Africa, like 3 different countries. I went to India, you know, like I went to, oh my God, a lot of places in Europe,
Okay.
US, and Brazil as well. And it's quite funny because when I look at my Google Maps timeline, it's a lot of dots, you know, like
Okay.
red dots, and
Yeah.
it's quite funny. And yeah, that's one thing that inspired me, you know, to do it because I know that I'm helping people. You know, that's my main goal as a Google developer expert.
Okay, cool. Where to next? What's like your next country on the travel list?
All right. So,
After Ukraine, where do you go?
well, I'm going to Dublin,
Okay.
actually Ireland, right?
Yeah.
So they are going to have a DevFest Dublin, and after this DevFest Prague, and London, and
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Like, you've got a lot of those.
yes.
What was your session about this year?
Well, this year I tried to bring all things related to Firebase for web.
Okay.
You know, so because we have a lot of people talking about Firebase with different things like IoT, Android, iOS, you know, and sometimes web developers miss the opportunity because they don't know that they can use
Firebase.
Firebase.
Yeah,
So
like Firebase grew a lot actually.
yes, actually we have 17 different products.
Yeah.
Yes, and also with the integration with Google Cloud Platform, we are in good shape.
Yeah, so like your topic here was like about all the stuff from Firebase which can be useful for web developers.
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool. And like Firebase grew from when I was at Google I/O in 2016, they just announced a bunch of new products.
Yes.
And probably like it grows over time. What are the next big things in Firebase?
Well, well, I can tell.
Okay.
But one thing that they just released was Firestore.
Okay. What's
So
that?
Firestore is also a database,
Okay.
but it's different from the real-time database.
Okay.
Because now we have different functionalities inside the Firestore, like for example collections,
Okay.
documents, and now you can relate things before you couldn't.
Okay.
So now you can, for example,
Yeah.
relate a document with a sub-collection,
Okay.
and you can query easily. You know,
Okay, so like more connections inside the database than
Yes.
it was before with the.
like a big JSON.
With a big JSON,
Yes, and also we finally have web offline. So now you can have like everything working offline,
Okay.
and then when you get back to the internet, it will sync with Firebase, and we have this, and it's so easy to enable it, and I'm so happy with
Okay.
this.
We should like I don't know rewrite our website for this. Oleg will have a lot of work to do. Okay. So the tagline of the conference is make the most of development, make the most of you. How can a person, how can a developer become a better developer?
All right, that's a good thing. I was just talking about this during my presentation, because sometimes we are so focused on like learn and learn and learn and practice and
Yeah.
do and work more. Like sometimes 12 hours a day, and I think, and I feel really confident about this, is if you want to be a better developer or a better professional, you also need to be a better person,
Okay.
right? Because as an individual, you need to be like a better person for others, for
Yeah.
your family, maybe your kids, like your friends. So that's one thing that I also like to do. It's like inspiring people with like happiness, with like a positive attitude, so they can kind of try to learn, or maybe like like with the experience and this kind of stuff. And I think we need more this thing, like more
More
happiness,
inspirations.
more inspiration, more people like living like in a better life, not just as professional but as individual.
Okay. On such an inspirational note, let's wrap it up. We are having Juarez Filho here for the second time on GDG DevFest Ukraine. And thanks everyone for being with us. Yep.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.